So today, my friends, is going to be a very different video because we're combining fragrances and mental health. So I'm going to be very upfront with you. This past week has been difficult. It's been a rough one. One of the roughest weeks that I've had in a long time. This isn't for a pity party. I want nobody's sympathy. Please, please. I don't want anybody's sympathy. This is just me talking about me, my personal life. Why? Because, yeah, you know what? A lot of us were probably different, but then there's a lot of us that are probably the exact same, you know? See, sometimes my mind likes to shift and go this way and say, remind me that I'm this. And then there's the other part that's like, yo, whoa, wait a minute. We need to stay focused. We need to stay on track. And then it's kind of a battle up here, you know? And it becomes a struggle. It becomes complicated. But I'm also constantly reminded, too, of how good I have it, you know? And I'm trying to focus, and it's kind of hard to focus when you have so many things going on in your life, you know, so many things, and you're getting pulled in so many different directions, and there's so many things that need your attention, and you want to escape it all for a moment. And sometimes it's just kind of hard because, again, life just doesn't work like that, you know? And that's, you know, and that's kind of where I'm at. And, you know, like I said in the beginning, I don't want sympathy from anybody. It's not why I'm doing this. The reason why I decided to do this video like this is because I want to help. It's what the goal has always been with anything that I have to do. It's just me being real, me being me. The weekly rotation that you're about to hear is because I reached for fragrances this week because I needed to pick me up. Yes, I needed scents, fragrances to help lift my spirits. Did they do it? Yes-ish. They did and they do. But fragrance isn't the end-all, be-all. It's not a cure-all. You know, like I said, sometimes we just need to think and just kind of decompress and de-stress and think to ourselves. You know, that's what I meant by think. You know, think to ourselves, and we just need to shut everything else out. And sometimes, you guys, you know, you may need help, and it's okay to not be okay, and it is okay to ask for help when you need it, whether it be internal resources, friends, family, people in whatever community you love, beauty, fragrance, whatever. Sometimes it's okay to go see a mental health physician. Sometimes. It's always okay. It's always okay because you're worth it. And I'm going to tell you right now, the best investment that you can ever make, because money, okay? Forget about money. The best investment that you could ever make is investing in yourself. Because let me tell you something. You're looking at me and I'm looking at you. Let me tell you something. And you could play this part on repeat all you want. You are worth it. Just because in this moment right now you don't see the value within yourself does not mean that you are not valuable. It's your mind, and eventually it's going to pass. Because it does pass. It takes time. It does take time. But let me tell you something. Just because you don't see your own self-worth and valuable and see that you are valuable right now in this moment, you will figure it out. It takes time. Don't lose focus. Stay focused. Try to stay positive even when it gets tough. I know. I get it. Trust me when I tell you I get it. But you have to stay on course. Your life is so freaking worth it to many people. But most importantly, it needs to be valuable to you. And sometimes it's okay to be selfish. It is perfectly fine to be selfish. Thank you. right, so now to talk about fragrance. I know that's what you guys really came here to see, but like I said, I want to share a little bit of myself, some things that I've been thinking through, dealing with, struggles that I go through, you know, on the regular. It's not uncommon for me. It comes, it goes. Shit happens. It is what it is. But there's been a few good, actually all these fragrances have been really good. But anyway, there was a couple of fragrances that were sent to me by my good friend Chad over at A Gentleman's Journey. He sent me this awesome package in the mail with a bunch of fragrances, and so far I tested Mercedes-Benz Club Black. Looks like it's not going to focus. Hopefully you guys see that. So I also had a few of you reach out to me after I posted on Instagram and say, why don't you post that onto your community tab on YouTube, because that's back in stock. Well, it is back in stock in a couple of discounters. However, prices went from 40 some odd dollars to $90. This is not, ooh, I almost dropped it. This is not worth $90. So I'm not posting that because it's not worth $90. It's a solid vanilla, smoked vanilla type of a fragrance. It smells great. It's definitely worth every ounce of hype. It's just not worth $90. That's why I didn't post it. This one here, my good buddy Tyler over at Simply Fragrances hypes up constantly. I don't think you guys are going to be able to see that. This one is called Chez Bond. This is by Bond number 9. What this smells like is kind of like a combination of Green Irish Tweed from Creed meets Silver Mountain Water from Creed. Best way I could describe this. Great scent. I got fantastic performance from this little sample that I did. I tested both of them, and they're both great. So definitely solid fragrances there. Another sample that I purchased from Xerjoff's website when I did like a sample, one of those sample box packs a while back. This one I've been enjoying at night. This is Xerjoff's Symphonium. Normally I don't wear fragrances at night, but this week I have been, just because like I was, you know, said for like 10 minutes, but you guys could see I crushed this sample over the past few weeks to a couple of months. I don't spray much, spray like 1 or 2 sprays of that. And, you know, I spray 1 or 2 sprays of that at night before bed, like near my hand, so I could smell it while I'm lying in bed. And Symphonium is great. This is one of my favorite gourmands I ever smelled. It's awesome. I think it's overpriced, to be quite honest with you. I don't think a fragrance like that is worth the high $300 to $500 price point. I know there's 2 different types of oud listed. I don't really pick up on the oud. I pick up more chocolate, orange, and a slight smoky vanilla. But I think it could be cacao pot or something, or vanilla that they're using in the base. I can't remember the notes offhand, but the way that fragrance is and things, I just think that, I just feel like it's overpriced for what you're getting. But I'd be lying to you if I told you that it wasn't a great scent, because it's so good. It's so calming, soothing, and relaxing, and just clears my mind, and it's great. So while we have all that out of the way, why don't we talk about the week? So we went into Monday because Sunday I received news that Terry Mugler had passed away, and in honor of Terry Mugler, I decided to wear Pure Havane. Pure Havane by Mugler is, I slept on this, to be honest. I love this stuff. I love this fragrance. What I'll tell you is this is a great, there's a cherry nuance in here. Even though cherry is nowhere to be found or listed in a notes breakdown, but it's more about this honeyed tobacco in combination with patchouli and vanilla. Overall, it's a gorgeous smell. It really is. What I love about it is how meditative and relaxing it is, because of that earthy, herbaceous tobacco in combination with that earthy, damp patchouli note that's in it. Again, it just transports me to the outdoors. like you're smoking a cigar outside. You know, not that there's an ashy cigar tobacco in there or anything like that, because it doesn't remind me of anything ashy, cigarettes or cigars or anything. It's like I said, it's an herbaceous, earthy tobacco. Honey tobacco experience is what pure Havane is. Now, I don't talk about the fragrance that much because when it pops up sporadically at discounters, it's worth to buy, you know, to buy it there. I don't want you guys spending $300, somewhere around that $300 price point. I think, if memory serves me correctly, on eBay right now, it's going for like $100 to $275. Way overpriced. When fragrances are that crazy, I don't talk about them because you guys work too hard for your money to spend your money like that. But hey, if there's a few of you out there that have that extra scratch and you don't mind spending that type of money on fragrance, have at it. For me, I just don't feel comfortable telling people to go spend their money like that. So that is what it is there. Tuesday, we went with another tobacco. A tobacco that I find, again, comforting, soothing, relaxing. It really takes that extra edge off. For me personally, I did a review on this one too last week. This is from the brand, for the scent of it. This is Tobacco Pod. Tobacco Pod right here. Gorgeous, gorgeous stuff, guys. This is, oh man, it's so good. It's so good. Cloves, warm spices, cinnamon, nutmeg. That, again, that herbaceous, damp pipe tobacco type feel with that gorgeous, silky, velvety vanilla. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. In that video, I also gave you, you know, the comparisons that were in the end like not so comparable with Tobacco Vanille from Tom Ford, but go catch that review if you didn't. This stuff is so great, and the only thing that I failed to mention in that video that I wish I had, but the beauty of doing, you know, lists and stuff is things that you forget, you can always, you know, reincorporate later. So if you will. So with this one here, the quality, I can't believe I didn't touch on that. The quality for what you're getting for 60 bucks is amazing. There's no harshness here. There's no chemical smell. There's no rough edges. Everything is just very, very smooth feeling. And now, I've tried 3 offerings from the brand, and I have to say they're all the same. They're smooth. There's no rough edges. You can tell that Michael, the owner, the perfumer here, is very articulate. He's very, he's a perfectionist. He has a certain way of strategically blending his fragrances, and they just don't have that off-putting chemical smell that sometimes you could find. And those of you that know, you know, you could sometimes find with a more affordable fragrance. Not the case here, and that's why I pumped it up the way I did, because at $60, although it's not a cheapie, it's well worth the money. I can promise you that. I can promise you that. It's well worth the money. So going into Wednesday, I went with one of the most Zen fragrances in my entire collection. Maybe the most, arguably anyway. This is Oud Essential by Guerlain. Oud Essential, this one. I love this stuff. You know, I told the story. I'm going to tell you again, sorry for being redundant. I was walking around Walt Disney World with my girlfriend. I stopped in the Guerlain store. Sprayed this on my hand right here, matter of fact. Sprayed this on my hand, walked around. This was a 96-degree weather, by the way. 96 degrees. Floridian weather. It's freaking hot, if you don't know. It's hot. It was hot. And I just fell in love with it. So much so that I went back and I bought a bottle. In here you have oud, sort of. You have more of a smoked, woody nuance in combination with some incense. That gives off the oud feel. Well, at least to me it does. You have a light rose note in here thrown in. So lightly rosy. You have a lot of leather. You really have to appreciate leather and fragrances. The leather here is more of a dry leather experience versus a like new car smell. It doesn't really have a new car smell or a leather jacket. It's more of a dry leather. Somewhat similar to what you would find in like African leather by Memo, except the leather here is a little bit more pronounced where it's kind of muted and masked by other notes in that Memo Paris fragrance, African leather. A great one though, a great one. I believe there's cedar wood in here as well. There is a fresh, like a fresh cut wood smell that I'm getting. Just a great fragrance. I adore this stuff. I love it. I talk about it every year on the channel when it gets, you know, fall, winter, and I'll continue to because this is just a staple for me. A bit on the pricey side, admittedly. You can get a better deal, discount, if you shop fragrancebuy.ca. Sample it first, of course, if you can. Try it out for yourself. See if it's something you'd be interested in having. But, man, I love it. I love that spicy, you know, smoky, woody vibe with that incense, peppery spice sort of a feel there. Great, great stuff. So Thursday, when Thursday rolled around, I wore a new fragrance from a new fragrance house. I'm not going to talk a whole lot about it here because I'm going to be doing a review that'll be launching in just a couple of days. Well, maybe 3 days, 3 or 4 days from now. But this is from the new house, Andraus Parfum. This one is called Heavenly Place. This is a spicy, seductive, sophisticated, semi-floral fragrance. That's all I'm going to say about it. I've really been not only enjoying this one, but I'm very impressed by it. And we're going to talk all about it very soon, within the next few days here. So make sure you stay tuned for the full review on Heavenly Place by Andraus Parfum. You guys are in for a real treat there. Friday, I needed another pick-me-up again. Like I said, throughout the whole course of the week was just fragrances that I was looking for a bit of a pick-me-up. I had a friendly banter conversation. Shout out to you, Tyler, over at Simply Fragrances. Once again, go subscribe to my guy, Tyler. If you're looking for like just a fun, young, energetic guy with like no BS content, go check him out. He's just straightforward. Everything he says like just comes from the heart. We were having a fun, you know, little banter because when I tried this Shade Bond, I had to tell him I, you know, finally tried it because he talks an awful lot about that fragrance. He loves it. So he's kind of the hype man for that fragrance at least. But anyway, you know, he was talking about Green Irish Tweed. He was talking a little bit of smack, and I happen to love Green Irish Tweed. So he inspired me to wear this scent. I love this fragrance. I know, oh, it's so fresh, bright, and uplifting. It has that green, somewhat grassy feel, but in combination with this citrus freshness, man, I love it. And I got to tell you, I know, I get it. You know, Creed fragrances, they get a lot of flack. And I completely understand. And I agree with it. The lack of quality when it comes to their ingredients, plus the lackluster performance, plus the high price tag, leaves people very underwhelmed. I get it. But the one thing that most of us can agree on is the fact that I don't know many brands that do fresh fragrances better than Creed. I mean, they just do. And in the office that day, I pulled this one out, not only because of its inoffensive mass appeal factor, but for the simple fact that it's just very calming, soothing, and relaxing because, again, it just smells very fresh. And that's the vibe that I was going for that day. I just wanted something very, very, very fresh. And this checked all the boxes, and it just helped my mood. All these fragrances did a great job helping the best they can with my mood and everything like that. So yeah, fantastic wear, a great day with this fragrance. Lasted me all day. You know, this is a 2000, I know somebody's going to ask me about batch. I got you. This is a 2019 batch, so this one came out just before the buyout, and I get, you know, I get great longevity. It's not super projecting, but I get great longevity, and I didn't pay full retail, and you shouldn't either. I don't know many fragrances that deserve full retail price, honestly. This one does not. It's overpriced. You know, the whole house of Creed is actually overpriced, but that's a different argument for another day, but I still think that they have great fragrances within their catalog. So definitely, I think this is another one. It's definitely worth sampling. Maybe you determine if it's full bottle worthy or not, but I think that this fragrance, Green Irish Tweed, wow, I'm stumbling on words. Green Irish Tweed is definitely worth sampling and checking out for yourself. I mean, after all, they don't call it the King of Spring for wintertime for nothing. Nobody calls it that. I just made that all up. People call it the King of Spring, just not the winter part. Oh well. Man, does this fragrance and I have some serious history together. It's Triumph of Bacchus, that massive dent. Triumph of Bacchus from Argos. You know what I love about this? I love the many phases and many personalities of this fragrance. You have this bright, semi-tart, sweet, fruity opening that transitions to this warm, spicy heart where you're also met with this rum absolute, this dry, slightly smoky tobacco, some woods thrown in, spice. It's wonderful. It really is. If you have not tried Triumph of Bacchus by this point, what the hell are you waiting for? I understand. A lot of people talk about it. A lot of people hype it up. I get all that. But let me tell you, this baby right here is at least worth sampling. At the very minimum. Because you never know. That might be the next bottle you just add to your collection because the scent profile was that attractive to you. I'm telling you right now, you need to sample it. You need to sample it and just try it. See if it's worth it to yourself, especially if you liked the mini description that I just gave you. But I feel like you could pretty much look at every other video I do for fall, winter. You'll find that fragrance. I also did a full review too on the channel. So to wrap this up, we're going to go over today's scent of the day. So today, I'm feeling a little bit better. I'm going to go spend some time, some father-son time, just here in a moment. Take my son out for the day, and yeah, he and I are just going to have a great time together. And I'm going to be wearing one of the most soothing vanillas in my collection. Ani by Nishane. I love the bright opening. I love the that bright opening. Later on, it's going to transition into this just beautiful, creamy, vanillic tone to it. And I just find it comforting, soothing, relaxing, gorgeous. It's vibrant. It's such a great mood-boosting, mood-enhancing fragrance that's unisex. Both men and women can wear it, love it, and enjoy it. There's just something about this that's just so damn sexy and appealing, but also, again, soothing, relaxing. Gives me those Zen vibes, you know? And I've also put a nice dent in this bottle. I showed the dents in the bottles because my fragrance collection is not the largest, but it is larger than the average person for sure. And this is a fragrance that I wear year-round. A lot of people like to just save it for fall and winter. I'm telling you guys, I'll always say it when I showcase this fragrance, pull this one out in the summer. I'm telling you guys, because of those brighter notes in the top, the way that it combines with this sweet, you know, vanilla that almost has like a vanilla icing kind of a vibe to it, you know. It just pops off of skin. And to me, I enjoy this one better in the warmer, in the hotter months than I do in the colder months personally. But I was just looking for that ultimate Zen fragrance today. This is one of them. There's many I have that do that, but this one just fit the bill perfectly for today. And that's it, guys. So like I end every video, I'm going to end it the same way. Like I said in the beginning, investing in yourself is the most important thing that you will ever do in your entire life. till we see each other again, love each other, take care of each other, respect everyone. I love you guys so very much. Thank you for hearing me out. Thank you for listening. I hope this helped. If it helped at least one person, I'll be more than satisfied, you know? So you guys take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. I'll see you very soon. Peace.